Today, we're going to go over the simple plan, the AI music scale strategy. But first, if you want to know how I made almost $30,000 in the past 3-4 months, and if you want to know how, and this is all to the bank account, I share everything. Some of you have been following since I only made my first $2,000. We're looking to get paid next week. If you want to know how, I have over 645,000 listeners on my main artist with over 9 million streams. Hit 100,000 streams or so yesterday. We're going to be working on Dead Wi-Fi today. This is a new artist, so I'm showing you everything. Don't forget, I've got to pump the school community. We have this niche research video is only available in the school community. Not to mention the DistroKid helper, the Suno helper tool is available in the school community. And we even have people in there. We have members in there. Members of this community dropping their other custom tools in here and sharing their knowledge. So it is super cool. Go check that out. Gotta pump the school community. We weren't even doing this at first until multiple people were like, please set this up. Let's get in there. And those people joined immediately, by the way. Thank you so much, guys. This really motivates me so much to keep going. But without further ado, back to the plan. If you want to know how I made this money and instantly monetized YouTube without joining the YouTube partner program, watch this video. Watch all my videos. I'm going over the plan. It's simple. I'm going over it right now. The simple plan. Right now, we have a critical systems failure. The old style of making music, or the old way of producing music, is going out the window. Now it's a free-for-all. Anyone can generate any kind of music they want. They can play their own guitars. I play the guitar. I upload my guitar riffs. I upload my voice to Suno. I do it all on my phone. I make songs every day for fun and every day for money, right? The old system has reached critical mass and failure. Most of the lawsuits have been settled. AI music is here to stay now, right? Now we just have the regular old risks that every channel has, and that is your basic platform risks. So this could go away at any time. This is not financial advice. So there is a disclaimer here. I can't guarantee that my results will be your results, but I'm telling you right now, we're all early to this. People are not adopting it as fast as you think we are, and there is plenty of low-hanging fruit for us to reach out and grab. So step one, you need to find niche selection and research, right? We've gone over this several times. Pick one niche. Start there. If you can pick multiple, if you're familiar with keyword research already, and you don't have to learn how to start with keyword research, then you could probably jump in and do multiple niches. But you might have to learn how to do a little keyword research first, and that's just a totally separate skill. But we have done that several times on camera for you guys, right? We get blues music, Viking music, fantasy music, synthwave, Russian raps, right? These are evergreen listening songs. I don't mean go out there and make a bunch of Christmas songs and a bunch of, holiday songs for around different holidays. I'm not saying that doesn't work. I'm saying to get seasonal views and that people aren't generally going to listen to Christmas music all year long, and they're not generally going, so keep that in mind. We want it to be repeatable. We want people to playlist it. So we were going to make catchy choruses and nice catchy titles, right? Step two, you need to test and define your sound. So this is where we go straight to ChatGPT and use ChatGPT or whatever LLM you want to solidify your sound. And this is your style prompt, right? You're setting your styles, your sounds, your vocals, your Gregorian chanting. One of my favorite things to do in Suno is just too stinking cool. Chopped vocals, female vocals, slowed and reverb, right? There's tons of videos out there on different ways to set up Suno, but I love to just go straight to ChatGPT and ask it to give me style prompts, and it hooks it up. And I tell it, hey, make this for Suno AI. Then you take a couple of sound prompts and you generate some generic sounds, right? You didn't put work into them. You're just generating sounds and listening. Do I like how that sounds? Do I like the hi-hats and the cymbals and the bass and the beats that are in there, right? Testing. Save them. I like this one. Save that prompt in a Word document. Then, now you have your sound. That's not the same as using prompts to set your song and write your music. Totally separate prompts, which once again, you will go to ChatGPT and do. But once you've defined and tested your sound and locked it in, Save a couple of them. Save it as a playlist. Save it as an artist. So that way you can set your style in Suno, right? The next step, once you've defined your sound, you picked your niche, defined your sound, and you're going to stick with a style, the very next step is you're going to go back to ChatGPT, like I said, and you're going to generate your hooks, titles, and choruses. And now there's multiple ways to do this I show in my videos. You can do simple song, right? Here we go. You can do simple or you can do custom. Simple would be pasting your style prompt at the bottom and then your chorus, title, chorus, and make sure your chorus is labeled so that the AI knows it, title and chorus above it, and that'll generate your songs. And if you want more control, you'll go to custom and you'll put in your style prompt. You'll select your persona. If you save a persona, it'll save your style prompt, by the way, and you won't have to retype or paste it. It'll automatically paste it. Or then set your inspiration and then go in here and type your lyrics, right? And set it up in there. And you've watched me do that in several of my videos. So it's pretty simple, and you can see I even have it laid out right here, kind of right here, so you can understand how do I prompt it? I don't know what this means, right? This is another skill you have to learn for the AI era that we're living in now. We're moving forward, right? And that's meta prompting, or just learning how to prompt in general. You'll hear people say prompt engineer. What that means is learning how to talk to the AI, understanding the language that it uses. The AI also happens to speak in what? Trick question. It speaks in search terms, just like all these platforms do. So the AI loves search terms. So when you're copying and pasting from vidIQ, then it's the same thing. Once you learn how to speak in search engine optimization, I guess, once you learn what search terms do, keywords do, then you can kind of understand the general gist of everything. And all the platforms, Spotify, YouTube, and if you look at Google and YouTube, those are the two biggest search engines in the world, with Google being one and YouTube right under, both owned by the same people. But everything is built off of that. All large language models have swallowed that information, and that's what they synthesize from. And so they use keywords, right, to label the information, pull up old information, and then relate things to each other, semantical keywords, right? And I'm not like a search engine optimization expert, but I put a lot of time into SEO and building websites. I built over 300 personally, and made minimal money off the websites, made more off selling domains. Different story, right? So you can see, here's the title prompt to type into ChatGPT. Keep it under 200 characters. Now, when you're doing simple in Suno, this is more than 200 characters together. So there is a limit here, but you can see I got quite a bit of characters and still allows us to create. So you don't have to quite stay under 200 when you do simple, but when you do custom and you're pasting it in here to write a full song, you can only put 200 characters in this prompt and write an entire song, right? So keep that in mind. So super easy, get your choruses. And the next step is paste your choruses and lyrics, right? This is your production workflow catalog strategy. You're going to copy your chorus lyrics and title, come paste either here, or if you're doing the simple variation where we don't have much control over the song, paste it here, right? Generate your full songs and then start making albums of 10 to 20 tracks. You're building catalogs, not singles. I've published 0 singles through DistroKid. I keep getting that same question. We're not traditional artists here. We're indie artists to the max with all these tools at our disposal, right? So we're not a traditional artist, but I do watch a lot of these producers and Nick D and all these other people's channels and how they're doing it, and so I am taking cues from it and I am testing things, right, on TikTok, stuff like that. None of that stuff has done anything for me yet compared to search engine optimization. So focus on that. Don't worry about videos. Don't worry about doing anything other than uploading albums to DistroKid until you make some money. Once it makes money, once you've been paid a little bit, I'm going to keep making this. Now you start banging out videos. Now you start doing your horizontal integration and your vertical integration, right? You're making videos. You're making mini series with cartoons. You're printing graphic novels on Amazon KDP. I have some experience there as well. You're building out an intellectual property network, and you can do that all from here. Right? This is how far this can go. This is what I'm doing with my main artist, right? I have Shopify merch being sold every week, shirts and also football jerseys, by the way. I made a couple of those and sold to them. So strange. But I assumed a large portion of my audience was, in Brazil and countries outside of America where football you know, not American football, but soccer is popular. So I made these kind of jerseys in that kind of fashion, and I've sold to them. It's amazing, right? So keep that in mind. All from generating full albums, building out an ecosphere. This is where we're going with it, right? And so the next step is distribution protocol. You need to spend about 90 days and 500 songs, right? But DistroKid instantly monetizes your music via Spotify, YouTube Music. All these pay you. I just got $400 from Amazon, and that's what that other $400 is in here. That's from Amazon. I had to go figure that out. I didn't know where this came from. It was a mid-month paycheck, like on the 15th. And it was the first time I'd ever had any sizable money hit in the middle of the month. I was like, what the heck is that? It was all Amazon Prime streaming from October and November. So that takes months to get in there, by the way. And I have lots of back royalties due to me that I have not been paid yet. Just got my first Spotify paycheck, and I've been putting on Spotify for like since May. And it was a big $3,800 paycheck. They got to verify everything. And it's only about $2.80 per CPM per thousand views. But I digress. DistroKid instantly monetizes everything. Volume wins, time wins, consistency wins. Now, it doesn't mean just put crap out there. There's plenty of crap already out there. But the bottom of the barrel, the crap that got deleted from Spotify, I get this question all the time, was rain sounds and terrible screeching music and repetitive loops of music. They can look at it and know that it's just a repetitive loop, right? They're deleting all this stuff because people are milking, for whatever reason they did it. I don't know why. It's what they wanted to do, but I believe that a bunch of this stuff was just not getting streams, and it's just hogging data, hogging space, right? And they have to pay to store that space. So I think that's why it got deleted. If it was getting streams and keeping people on platform, they would not care. They want you on platform. That's why they're building their own AI, so you can go in there and remix your songs of your favorite artist, right? That's why they're doing it. That's the future of Spotify. So anybody can go on there and AI remix whatever they want, and they don't have to leave. Right? I digress. Don't upload to Roblox. They support pets. There's only one cure for them, and that's to put them in the dirt, by the way. And, some of y'all may feel differently about that. That's on you. Expect to fail. Expect to restart. I mean, I have niches in here I started that aren't getting many views. But to be fair, I think that's the critical mass is about around 500 songs. I think I could be wrong. I don't know exactly what the number is, but there is a number where your artist will get a personal playlist on Spotify. It'll be like the best of Velvala, right? Don't have it yet, but there's a point when you get there. I know it. And I don't know how many songs there's. Maybe it's stream songs or conglomeration. I could probably ask ChatGPT. But there is a point where you will get your own playlist, the best of so-and-so, or this is so-and-so. This is Velvala. And you'll have a whole playlist of everything. So it's simple. Albums, upload it to DistroKid. If you do multiple artists, you can do like 3-4 albums a day. I've put 5 albums in one day, one for each of 5 different artists on DistroKid. I've uploaded albums back-to-back days, 3-4 days in a row on one artist. But I'm not recommending that. Space it out. Don't spam it. You don't want to get flagged as spam. You want to do a decent job, right? I make this video and I fast forward it, but I'm in here for hours making these videos, right? For you guys. So keep that in mind. Spotify, Apple Music. The biggest payer I've had so far is YouTube Music. But some of these people still owe me money, so we'll see. But YouTube Music is paying me the highest CPM. It's over $6. I'm getting paid in my account. It's over $6.80 per 1,000 views on average. So you can call that CPM, RPM, whatever you want to call it. But the money that's hitting my account is $6.80 roughly per 1,000 YouTube views, right? Spotify, $2.80 roughly for 1,000 YouTube views. I had to download this information and upload it and put it in a private AI and use my accounting AI to do this and figure out this information because I can't add 9,000 pages by hand, right? I'm going to run out of life. All right. So consistency wins, right? So give it 90 days. We're going to talk about the mindset you need. You're training a system. You're learning the system. You're building your system, your productivity, right? Your workflow. I'm just sharing my workflow with you. This isn't an end all be all or the only way to do this. One, most people don't even know you can instantly monetize your YouTube channel by uploading music to DistroKid. That is a hack. That is a freaking life hack. Trust me, I've been doing YouTube for 3 years and I didn't know that. I've been uploading music 3 years ago. I have tons of music. I like dubstep. I've been making music for a long time. I enjoy it, right? It's something I enjoy doing in the basement by myself sometimes down here grinding and just make some jams. And now I can do it for fun. I can do it at scale and I can make money doing it. So the mindset you need, right, is every upload is a lottery ticket. You need, like, I'm not a gambler. But a scratch-off ticket can get you excited. You know what I mean? So think about it. Every time you post a song, you have the opportunity. It's just like posting shorts on YouTube. Every video is essentially a short or a video, and it moves. It gets in the algorithm. You never know when it could pop off, man. And some songs, some of my top songs of my main artists, they're like older, and it takes a while for them to get through the search engine. It takes a while for it to get across all these platforms. And if you sign up for artist alerts, you'll get emails when it hits most platforms, not all of them, when your music's uploaded to platforms. And I hope I'm not talking too fast for everyone, but most of your early songs are going to make no money. They're going to get minimal views. You're going to see the guy we're going to work on today. So the winning formula: volume, time, and consistency. I believe that any artist, like even if you want to do lo-fi, I believe you could do that and make it work. It's just going to take more than 500 songs, right? It's going to be 1,500 songs, it's going to be 2,000 songs, it's going to be 23,000 songs. Maybe by the time you get there, it's 4,000 songs. Everybody's doing it. The thing is, with beats only, music that does not have lyrics, has been easy to make for freaking 10 years, 15 years, right? So that's super flooded. And the majority of people looking, in my opinion, that go in the search engine that are like, look, you see lo-fi, oh, low competition, this, that. The majority of those people, I believe, are personally looking specifically for a brand. They just type in lo-fi, I know the brand's going to pop up, so like Lo-Fi Girl. Or they're looking for free beats to download. So take that with a grain of salt, but they're looking to either rip it or, or they're looking specifically for a brand. In my opinion, they're probably all just looking directly for one or two brands. There's a lot of people at the top of that. So keep that in mind. We're choosing the low competition search engine terms or keywords, right? I use those interchangeably. I should probably fix that if I'm going to do more videos. But the low competition was just a low hanging fruit. Those are our slices of pie that are possible for us to get fast, rapidly, right? With less effort, less songs, less time. Now, you want to target the stuff, and my big advice is make music you want to listen to, because ultimately you're going to have to listen to this every day. And, that's why I like having multiple different genres. I can listen to multiple types of music. All right. So today, big prize, right? I was searching through, popped right to my home screen, and this channel pops up. So I clicked on it and go to there. Oh, of course, we're not on their channel, but they got a bunch of videos on there. They're in the YouTube Partner Program as well, but their albums are doing tremendously well. And so I popped up some of their songs and some of their videos, because if you have vidIQ, you can go up here on even their songs and click Overview, and it'll pull up what their channel tags are, what they're targeting, and then what their keywords are here. But I wanted to see what this was kind of popping under and how they're doing so well. So they have 420,000 subscribers over here. See if it takes me to the channel. Oh, perfect. They have 420,000 subscribers. And you can see down here, 9 months ago, they got the 100,000 subs and a YouTube Silver Play button. So super cool. It had me super intrigued for this kind of like adult niche. And, so I clicked on some videos, clicked around, tried to use ChatGPT to emulate a little bit of thumbnails, but for the most part, we're going to have to make our own in Canva. I'll show you a little bit of that. But I'm going to switch my dead Wi-Fi niche, which is kind of bluesy channel. I'm going to add this style of music to that channel, because I'm kind of just starting it off, so I'm not real worried about switching genre. And this will kind of be a big genre shift. So it's not too bad, but it's not necessarily jazz and blues, but we're doing like this jazzy, bluesy type rap music on that channel. And I'm not scared to, try to change that niche. So we're going to start targeting this kind of adult niche here. And we're going to target sensual music, you know what I mean? But I clicked on some of these. I checked out their videos, channel tags, video tags. And the vidIQ thing is also cool, because if you're looking at the channel, you can like click right here and just download any thumbnails you want and save as. And, you could try to do it over there if you want. And you can also see similar thumbnails. So vidIQ is super cool like that. But, so I went and searched a couple of keywords and searched sensual music. And that's what we're going to target here, right? Some of you may want to target that as well. But I went down and started checking it out. And, these are the kind of views I want to see here. Lots and lots of views. And I even had someone in the school community, so I shared this there first, like 2 days ago. So they got this before you did, by the way. And there's a little private video in there of me going over the same stuff. But yeah, this is what I'm going to be targeting. So how are we going to do this? The exact same way. Let me pull up ChatGPT here. And we're going to pull this over here. Thought I had this open already for you guys. I apologize. I must have closed it. And or, yeah. We're going to go into dead Wi-Fi, close this. And so we're going to go to ChatGPT and we're going to get our style prompts. And now I've already generated mine and already listened to them, so you wouldn't have to watch me sit here and do that. But very simple. We're building albums targeting these keywords that I copied directly from here and pasted in. And like, okay, cool. So they know what we're doing. Bedroom core albums, playlists. And now you can use these when you make videos, but you know, that's later after you make money on DistroKid because it's instantly monetized, right? But it popped those out so that I asked it to give me some beats. I need style prompts to set tone with male and female voice. Boom. Starts banging out style prompts. So I copied these, put them in there, and generated on Suno till I found songs I like. Let's listen to some of those here. See if you can even hear any of this. There's a blue screen glow. Your breath on my neck slows time. Thumb on my pulse, you read every stutter line. It's okay, it's okay. Slow, nice grooves. You can see the lyrics over here. Every stuttered line. Secret, you never speak. Tears in another sky. Pretty good. That's not bad. But I used the simple method for that. Got my prompt that I wanted to keep right here. And then I just paste the title and chorus right here. Boom. It bangs it out. And so I have some of those ready for us. And I tried to make some pictures, but I ended up using Canva. It's way easier. So we got title and chorus. There was the first one. And then next one will be skin static. And you can feel free to change them, tailor them, go as simple or as involved as you want. The more involved you do this, when you do the advanced method, you get better results, you get better sounding songs, and you can regenerate right? So there's a couple using the easy method. Now we'll take this style and we'll go to custom, set style. Now we'll do a custom method. And this is where you'll get better results every time just because you're putting in the work. You're going to care a little more. All right, we'll do slow heat, and now we'll tailor these lyrics. Best thing about AI is that it really just gives you ideas, right? To be fair, I wish this had colon there. And feel the warmth begin to rise, not a rush. Sorry, move my head around so that my AI camera is following me. Melting into you. I know. I like that at the end. Melting into you. I know. See how that sounds, and this will generate our lyrics, right? So that way we have more control over our lyrics before we generate the music. So it just gives us a little more control if you want to increase your quality. Yeah, I like that. All right, and now one of my favorite things to do is take the chorus and put it first. Sometimes I like to just start right with a catchy chorus because if it's the best part of the song, that's what I want to start with. And for me, most songs, what I remember is the chorus. And then we'll generate that. And you see it takes just a little bit longer, but we get more control. We can get better results. Or we can get soft control right here, name of this song. And we can do more control this way. So we're going to get us about 10 or 15 songs. And I'll probably fast forward from here as I generate some music. All right, and we've reached still generating. Now I'll come over and show you how I made the thumbnail. So working backwards, how I got this kind of glitch effect, I just pulled in another picture and then made the transparency so you can see through to the background image, because these kind of tend to have ladies in there. I just chose one. I went simply girl in fishnet stockings. Now, don't be too graphic with this, but I think, especially because we're on Canva, it can save you. So I just did some stuff like this, and I picked one. And this is why I love Canva. As long as you edit them and change them, you can use them wherever you want. I still don't want anybody to like recognize this person's face or think they do. So, but kind of following in these people's style, I want to have this kind of glitchy, kind of slightly erotic, like 50 Shades of Grey type thing going on here. And I found a way to do it without generating the image. Pull those in. So the first thing I do is pull the image in. I know I was working backwards, but pull the image in and set whichever one you want. Some are more provocative than others, or some are general. We can pull in whatever we want, set it to the background, edit, and we're going to go down here to filters, and we'll choose heat wave, which I think looks pretty good, or pretty comparable to those. You got heat wave and minty and all these, but heat wave kind of gives it that. Tone it down a bit. Like this one, we could leave it as is or make it bigger. I would zoom it in, for example. Then we'll bring our glitch over. And when we found that, I just typed in glitch. See, look, glitch effect. And then it gave me some images. Now you can just put an image over it, and some of that's like, you put whatever you want. I just picked one that I thought looked decent, and then I clicked on it, and transparency. So it comes in like that, and then I just made it see-through. Right? Give it that glitch effect. That's what I did with that. And, these are all relative to me. And, but we'll back it up. I like this one better. And boom, this will be our album cover. So while you're waiting to be able to regenerate more songs, go make your album cover 3,000 by 3,000. And I just used the old one that I had. Now we're back over to Suno. Should be able to generate some more songs now. And I only want to get to about 10 to 20 songs. You can go all the way up to 35. I've done 35 several times. I just put a 30 track on there. It's all about time, though. All right, we're going to go back and start listening. Now, while we're waiting for those, we'll listen. Wow. Actually, I think I'll name it Skin Static. I like that name. Control C. That'll be our first playlist. Remember, now we're going to save these into a playlist and use our Suno helper to download the playlist all at once. And you can get this in the school community, I've been asked. And yeah, it's available in there for download. This is a custom Black Hat tool. It's not available anywhere else. You can download it, do what you want with it, alter it, make different versions. And but it's not available anywhere. It's only available for us. All right. Copy that. I like the first Bear Signal song. Add to playlist. Boom. Skin Static. Sensual music. And I think I'll put 2 keywords in here. And I think I'll just leave sensual music. I think that's good. Yep, sensual music. And create playlist. Skin Static, sensual music. Now we're going to put a Skin Static in there. I'll probably fast forward from here. Slow breath. We're going to use the Suno Helper tool. So I like to always pop it open first. And I know it's matching, but for whatever reason, I like to refresh it. And pop it open. And now we'll download our whole playlist here. Boom. You should be able to see that. Let me move my head. Bam. You should be able to see the whole thing right there. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I was actually trying to move my picture. There you go. Yeah, downloading there. It'll look like that on your screen. And, all right, so this could take a little bit. We'll be back. I'm going to turn the camera off and let this download. But what we do, we'll finish up our album cover here. This is the one I'm going to go with. And yeah, perfect. I want to keyword this as well. And download our Sensual Music 3000 by 3000 album cover, right? 3000 pixels, for those wondering. Got this on Canva. Too easy. So that's downloading. Yeah, that's our album cover. So all these things are downloading. And we'll be back. I forgot to turn the volume back on, and we're putting in our keywords. So we're going to use our Suno, our DistroKid helper version of the tool, which is available in the school community. And yeah, we're taking the keyword here, we're erasing the old one, we're putting sensual music in there. It's going to put this keyword right behind the title when we autofill this. So we're going to do Snapchat. Don't do Roblox. They're pets. Got to get rid of them. They get, So autofill DistroKid, you can see it's applying metadata up there in the right corner. Once it's done, it'll tell you a metadata is applied. And then it's going to have, and once it's applied, it'll have filled all your titles and the keyword behind the title. We're going to put it in. So we'll put in the date here. If this is your first time doing an album, you'll just select no on everything on Facebook, all those. And you won't have anything selected yet. You won't have anything. And you'll go back and add that later. But $5.99 for album, cheap as possible. So that way we can encourage more people to buy it, right? They hear some songs. Oh, I like that. Buy the album. And, at 99 cents a song, that's, $23 for the album compared to $4.99 or $5.99 to buy the whole album. I'm choosing R&B and soul here for this. Maybe I might change that later. And in a secondary niche, I'm going to choose, I think vocal. But yeah, I'm going to stop recording now because I had to re-record over this, and I'm going to fast forward from here to the end and to drop some questions if you got them. Best way to reach me is in the school community, though. Just watch me go through all that. It's that easy. I probably fast forwarded because I had the volume turned off, so I was talking a whole bunch, so you didn't get to see any of that. But yeah, too easy. I'm going to scroll up and talk through some of this again. But you saw how I clicked and went through it pretty fast. Thumbnails, clickable. I was talking through all this, but you didn't get to catch that. Yeah, it's all in there. Clickbaitable thumbnail. I'll probably fast forward through everything, so I'm gonna fast forward through all that, and I'm just talking back over it for you. Apologize for that, but yeah, too easy. It's about that fast to upload an album for anything, honestly. But the more time you spend on your songs, the better it'll be. All right, let me know if you have any questions. The best way to get a hold of me is join that school community. I get notifications right to the phone, and we are building something out there. Hopefully we can get everybody making good money, and that's what I really want to happen here. There's enough streams to go around, and we can start making some good money. Peace.